Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. We'll get to it in a minute. Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. We're going to get to it in a minute. All right. About a minute or two. Trying to wait for the sister Cupcake to come in here because she asked specifically about this this kidney, this disease. And I'm trying to find something in this book. All right, page 207. Page 207. All right, cool. That's what I needed. All right, Shalawam, Shalawam, facing the east. All praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Shem, Kakadash. Double honors be to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well, and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children. All right, Shalawam, brothers and sisters. As always, your brother Yerami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson. Through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash, the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah equals He is, He exists. Yahawashi equals He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And Rakakadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Right? Now, this one, I'm trying to wait on the sister Cupcake, but I'm going to begin. All right? And she could just catch it on the YouTube if she misses it all. So, she asked a question about this nephronic syndrome, and basically underlining is the kidneys, right? It's protein leaking out of the kidneys, and we're just gonna go into the kidneys today and discuss the kidneys, right? So let's read a little AI overview of it. Okay. I'm going. Yeah, we could go to Wikipedia, right? Just to get a basic understanding. In humans, the kidneys. Bring this closer. Right there. In humans, the kidneys are two reddish brown bean-shaped blood filtering organs that are a multipapillary form of mammalian kidneys, usually without signs of external ovulation. They are located on the left and right in the all that. And in adult humans are about 12 centimeters, 4 inches, 4.5 inches in length. They receive blood from the paired renal arteries. Blood exits into the paired renal veins. Each kidney is attached to a ureter, a tube that carries excreted urine to the bladder. The kidney participates in the control of the volume of various body fluids. Now, that's just the key, okay? All that other stuff, these big words and all that, okay, great. But that's the key, is what does the kidneys do? They filtrate the blood. They filtrate bodily fluids, okay? 2 organs that filtrate fluids is the kidneys and the livers, all right? So if these things fail, now understanding this, that when the kidney goes and the kidney is filtrating your blood, when that goes, then guess what? Your body is going to cease to really cleanse itself in that manner. Everything else is going to go after that. When the kidneys go, Matter of fact, let's type that in real quick. Your kidneys filter about 180 liters or 47 gallons of blood daily, but they only produce about 1 to 2 liters of urine. The vast majority of the filtrated fluid is reabsorbed and returned to the bloodstream, while waste products and excess water are excreted. All right, and how much each minute? Let's look that up. No, I don't need all that. Okay, healthy kidneys filter about 1.2 to 1.25 liters of blood per minute, which is approximately 1/5 of the blood pumped by the heart. From this amount, around 125 milliliters of filtrate is produced per minute. Okay, so your kidneys is constantly working. That's what we're understanding. They're constantly working. They're cleansing. They're pulling things out of your blood, right? And then they're sending that blood around your body to help the body move. Everything that you got, bro, just by my hands moving, that's blood, right? Arms, blood is moving in there. Okay, legs, blood. When, let's say you about to fight, what gets to running? Your adrenaline, blood. They say your blood gets to pumping, intercourse, blood, okay, helps these things to happen. All right, blood. You need blood. So if your blood begins to be dirty because of the ways that you can damage your blood, right, which comes from outside, right, then guess what? You're not going to be able to do things that you used to be able to do. This is why in this body, which we have, it deteriorates because over time, our blood is being tainted. Right? What did Yahawah say he would do for us? What did he say he's going to do for his children? He's going to cleanse their blood. He's going to cleanse our blood. We got some brothers that may have took the juicy juice. Their blood is, in a sense, tainted. Now, they might have had the placebo or whatever, right? But that's Esau trying to shoot things up in your blood. As a baby, I had to take what? Certain magazines. My mother didn't know no better, right? We come out, Esau is shooting us up. He's what? Automatically attacking our blood. Esau understands the body. He know if you attack the blood, then this baby, this organ, this kid, this child of Yahawah, Yahawashi is going to be limited. So let's attack the blood, what goes through each part of his body. Let's attack that first and foremost. So let's shoot him up with whatever we can. He don't need none of that. You don't need any of these shots that the doctors are giving you as soon as you come out of your mother. You come out able to do. You come out to what? All you need is your mother's milk. And this is what we trying to get you brothers and sisters to understand. When you come out, what do you need? All you need is your mother's milk. What does the scripture say? Desire the sincere milk so you may grow thereby. You don't need all this extra stuff that Esau is trying to give to you. Well, can't we use the Quran too? Or can't we use the book of Enoch? Can we use Jasher? No, you don't need none of that artificial shit. You want to bring all of this when the sincere milk, which you may grow thereby, is all that you need. All right. Let's go get that. And Salaki, I was charging my phone. Oh, man, it's still on 1%. All right, this is 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. That's all that artificial distractions that come with this world. Okay, stuff that you do not need. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that Yahawashi is gracious, right? So if you've been able to partake in this truth, you've been able to taste the truth in that way, the way that it's properly, supposed to be given to you, without cash apps in the bios, all right, Venmos, all right, the shiny suits, okay, the false doctrines telling you that Gentiles can be saved, okay? You've been able to taste this truth the correct way without any defilement. You got individuals that merchandise this truth. They're selling you everything, every single lesson. The beginning of the lesson, they got music playing, trying to sell an album. They trying to sell merch. They teaching with a hat on. They trying to sell a clothing line. These are worldly Israelites. If you can't spot that, then guess what? Your blood is tainted, man. You're tainted. Okay? Let's keep it going. Let's get that other scripture that I quoted earlier, because this is what the Most High is going to do. Damn, man. And look, my phone died, man. Bullshit. All right. It's all good, though. I'm going to have to get the hard copy. Where's my Bible? Oh, it's in my room. I'll be right back. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. All right, let's go to Joel, the 3rd chapter. And that chart, man, that charger should work better, but Esau technology, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Joel, the 3rd chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 18. And as you can see on the caption, it says, Judah to dwell forever. Okay? And this is more so talking about the entire tribes. Now, Judah is the head tribe. So when it says Judah, it's just talking about everybody. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom. Right? Now let's read it. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine. Those mountains is talking about the government of Israel. All right? the 144,000, okay? And really, all of Israel. Wisdom, knowledge, all of that is going to flow, okay, from the top to the bottom, okay? Dropping down new wine, understanding, knowledge. And the hill shall flow with milk, that's wisdom, right? And all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters. That means the whole nation. All the rivers of Judah, not just Judah, but every single Israelite, right? All the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of Yahawah, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. All right, speaking about the nation of the Edomites, okay, because that is what you know today as spiritually Egypt, America. All right, furthermore, the Edomite nation in general. That's why it says Egypt shall what? Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So this land right now, which we're in, America, spiritually, which is Egypt, it will be destroyed. It will be what? It will be a desolation. It will be a desert. Now, we also know it will be the lake of fire for a time period, but it will burn out and eventually be a desert wasteland. All right? This is what your Christians failed to tell you when they were teaching in the church, that the lake of fire is eventually going to burn out because they don't understand prophecy. They believe in Greek mythology. They teach you hell, right? Okay, shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Now, where in our land, wherever we dwell, wherever we dwelt at. When we was in Africa, they shed innocent blood. They unallowed us. They took us up into slavery. Okay, in America, they did the same thing. South America, they did the same thing. Wherever we at, Puerto Rico, they did the same thing. Haiti, wherever we at, man. Okay, they shed innocent blood. Wherever we dwell, they come and they chop us down. All right. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood, that I have not cleansed, for Yahawah dwelleth in Zion. All right, Tazayawan, just another name for us, Yasharahla, Zion, right? So our blood will be cleansed. So any type of magazine that you had took while you was in the world, that mess is going to be cleansed up out of your blood. We're going to have new bodies, everlasting bodies. Your blood will be cleansed. And our blood will be cleansed to a point of where it will do what it's supposed to do, man. We will never get sick. We will never get, never feel sick or any of that again, ever again. The body won't deteriorate, right? The body only deteriorating because the blood is tainted. Because what we say, when the kidneys go, everything begins to go. Because the organs are breaking down. Because what are you eating for the most part? You're eating poison. You're taking in poison. Okay? So this is why certain diseases would come to be, because the blood is tainted. The thing that's supposed to cleanse you. We saved by the blood. All right? The blood is what? The scripture says it's life in the blood. If a brother could get me that, my phone is charging, but it's life in the blood. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got it, Zaquan. I ain't gonna be on here that long. Hour tops. Then you got it. I promise you got it. All right. But all right. So let's get into it, man. So first, I got a couple videos. Fair use. I got a couple videos, and they're gonna play. Hopefully, they loud and clear. Okay. And I'm gonna let this play maybe about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Fair use.
Surprisingly, most people tend to focus on doing a liver cleanse and also a colon cleanse And I believe those two cleanses are very important, but what I believe is probably just as important and one of the top 3 cleanses people should be doing on a regular basis is a kidney cleanse, especially if you've ever suffered with any type of infection, any type of fluid retention, or especially any type of urinary tract infection. This type of cleanse is absolutely essential. And so in order to do a kidney cleanse, I'm going to talk about the best herbs, the best fruits, the best vegetables for doing a kidney cleanse. So first off, when it comes to herbs, the best 3 herbs are going to be nettles, also known as stinging nettles, burdock, and romania. And stinging nettles is really high in vitamin C.
All right, so nettle, burdock, and romania. Now, burdock, as we talked about earlier, in this cleanse that I'm doing, all right, what do we see was in there? Burdock roots, right? So, to cleanse. All right, these herbs, as what's it say in the Apocrypha, right? That the herbs are medicines, right? They're to cleanse out the body, to help the body, to heal the body. Okay? So, with that being said, do not abhor them, meaning don't put them away. You don't, for anybody in here that does not know, you don't got the wisdom to understand, it's because we haven't been taught correctly, right? You don't run straight to no damn Tylenol or Advil, man. You don't touch that at all. Okay? If you got pain, you got a headache, guess what? That's inflammation. You need to fix that at the root. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Okay, kind. So you need to fix that at the root. Stop going to these witchcraft individuals, man. Because all they're going to give you is witchcraft, and they're going to give you more witchcraft. And then what's going to happen? You're going to be dependent upon these potions that they're giving to you. That's what the healthcare system, pharmaceutical system is set up to do. It's to get you to be dependent upon their potions. And then what happens to you? You got to constantly go and get a prescription. They're prescribing your life. They're not treating nothing. All right? Well, Salakia. They're treating, but they're not curing anything. You understand? They're treating you in a sense of where they want you to come back. All right? Look what the elder said. I noticed they set up dialysis centers in Israelite neighborhoods. And what does that have to do with? That's to do with the kidneys and the liver. All right? I had an uncle that passed away because of that situation. All right, his dialysis, he was actually leaving his dialysis appointment, and he passed out and unalived, crashed the car unalived, man. Okay? But what did he do his whole life? He was constantly drinking, constantly on the alcohol, right? Henny, liquor, wine. He was the wino of the family. Okay, so that eventually led to dialysis. That eventually led to his kidneys shutting down and his liver shutting down, right? As I said, once the kidneys go, everything else is going. Because why? Because the blood is not being filtrated properly, right? The blood is not being cleansed properly. You can eat all the herbs and vitamins and things that you want, but guess what? The kidneys ain't going to send that stuff where it needs to go because the kidney's not working good. You understand? So you're going to be taking in vitamins and minerals and nutrients, but it's not going to do anything because the kidneys is broke. You know? Brother got Job 13:4. I'll go get that for you out the water. This is Job 13:4. And it reads, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." Let it focus. "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." Perfect. All right. That's beautiful because that's what they are. They're liars. They formulate lies. They actually give you an individual that can tell you you got this so amount of time to live on your life. It's because they're about to give you a number of potions to make sure that you go out in 6 months. Yeah, he got about 6 months to live, but we're going to give him this, give him that, give him this, give him that. That's going to assure that you go out in 6 months. This is how Esau sets you up, man. Okay? You know? So stop trusting these damn devils, man. All right? Now, we use them in the sense of, like, this dude most likely is an Edomite. Could be Jake. You never know. Don't judge a book off its cover, right? But in any case, he's actually bringing out some herbs and stuff that's going to help you and benefit you, all right? So I'm going to let it go.
This herb has been shown to help to start filter out extra fluids through the kidneys. And so again, very, very effective for that. So again, you want to start using nettles. And what I recommend is getting it as a tea and doing 3 glasses of nettle tea a day. Also, another tea you can mix in is burdock tea. And then you can get a Romania supplement. That's RHEMMANIA. So Romania is that Chinese medicine herb that's been shown to help cleanse the kidneys. Now, as I move into food and talk about food, what you want to know is when it comes to supporting your kidneys are responsible for your body detoxifying and getting rid of certain toxins and really balancing out fluids in your body, which is very important for circulation and also even for microbial balance in your body. So as we start to look at the health of your kidneys, you typically want to consume foods that are nutrient dense, so that are very high in electrolytes and antioxidants.
So think about this. If you can't get toxins out of your body, right, you will not have a proper balance. You will not have it'll affect your mood. This is the thing. Women think that you taking all this toxic makeup, this toxic stuff that you putting on your face and your head, all these wigs that you're putting on your head and stuff that's got all these chemicals in it, and you think it's not actually affecting you, right? Live with a purpose, man. Everything that you're taking and putting in your body and applying on your body, regardless if it's lotion, if it's makeup, if it's shampoo, deodorant, that's something that I think individuals look over. Deodorant. You don't supposed to have deodorant that has you not sweating for a whole 24 hours. Why do you sweat? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why do I sweat? Because you need to get toxins out. That's why you sweat. You know what I'm saying? You need to sweat. Okay? But you got a deodorant that's keeping all those toxins clogged up. Right? Yahawah, the Father, Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, created the body to work. It's perfect. Okay? It works great. It works amazing. All right? If you let it repair and heal, if you fast, guess what? It's going to heal and repair. Old cells are going to leave. New cells are going to be born and come in and keep the job going that they supposed to do. Okay? But this American lifestyle, the way that Esau has set up, in a sense, is nobody ever stops. Nobody ever sits back and relaxes and fasts. Nobody ever, it constantly moves and moves and moves, man. You don't know how to sit back. You don't know how to stop eating. You think you got to eat every single day. That's not how life is supposed to be lived. The more you eat, the more frequently you're going to get sick because everything is defiled. All right, let's go to Ezekiel. Everything is defiled, man. Okay, this is Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. And let me see where I'm gonna start at. Really just get to the point. All right, verse 13. And Yahawah said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. Okay. Now this is speaking upon everything, because this whole section is going into the meat, is going into the barley, right? Everything is defiled, basically. The way that they grow stuff, the manure that they use, right? The way that they grow food, What are they using? Chemicals, toxins. Okay? And you're ingesting all of that. Even if we cleanse it. Yeah, we cleanse it with the baking soda and the vinegar, but guess what? You're not able to get every single toxin out. This food is created without seeds. You think that's actually good to eat and ingest? No. You know? What, you gonna be over righteous and just not eat? You gotta eat. Right? So the best thing to do is to fast and to pray over your food every single time. Right? To pray over your food every single time, of course. And then to fast periodically, to fast every so often, man. Every 2 weeks or every week if possible. You know, people got different schedules, right? So you want to fast. You want to cleanse out the body. You know what I'm saying? Because the toxins that's coming in, knowing that it's chemically, full of chemicals, knowing that it's full of toxins, your kidneys is like, yo, it's going to be hard for your kidneys to get up all of that because this is not the food that we are meant to eat. So therefore, the body breaks down faster and the body is weaker. All right.
For that, if you want to heal your kidneys, you want to consume foods that are high in electrolytes and antioxidants. By the way, kidney cleanse is great for anybody with kidney stones as well. So let's talk about the best fruit specifically for the kidneys. It's going to be number 1 is cranberries. Number 2 is black cherries. Number 3 are blueberries. These are very dark, antioxidant-rich superfruits that are nutrient-dense. So again, drinking cranberry juice throughout your day or making a morning smoothie and throwing cranberries in there, whether they're frozen or fresh, either way. But cranberry is an amazing superfood. And you can even buy cranberries at your local health food store and actually do a kidney cleanse juice. And ideally, if you're going to do a kidney cleanse, it's going to be celery juice and cranberry juice. Those are by far the 2 best things as you're cleansing your kidneys is cranberry and celery. They work fantastic. So if you want to do a vegetable juice, you can do that as well. So again, blueberries we know have resveratrol. We know black cherries have a very specific type of antioxidant that's great for gout and eliminating uric acid. And then we also know that again, cranberries contain a certain compound that actually kills infections, and that's great for UTI. So again, remember, if you're trying to do a kidney cleanse, get these 3 berries every day: cherries, blueberries, and cranberries. The third thing you want to do as you're doing a kidney cleanse is you want to add certain foods into your diet that support the kidneys, the adrenals, and also cause your body to increase circulation. Number 1 food is going to be beets. Beets are high in what's called NO2, that's nitric oxide, which is really good for naturally cleansing the blood. So again, beets are a blood cleanser, but also a kidney cleanser. The next food is going to be seaweed. Seaweed is incredible because it is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. So adding a tablespoon of spirulina or chlorella, or just even a teaspoon, or a green superfood powder to a smoothie in the morning is a great idea, or if you do that juice mixture. But again, seaweed like spirulina, chlorella, or even doing a seaweed salad or kelp noodles, those are all great ways to help cleanse your kidneys. The next fruit is going to be lemon juice. So doing some fresh squeezed lemon in some water upon awakening is a great thing to do as well.
We talked about that earlier, all right? And I'm going to let a little bit more of this play, and then we're going to move on to the next one. But this is actually a great video. Dang, he almost done. I'm going to let him finish.
And then last but not least, in terms of veggies, is going to be spinach. We know spinach is a powerhouse food. It's high in B vitamins and high in certain antioxidants that help cleanse the entire body, especially the kidneys. Now, let me talk about putting this whole thing together. What I'd recommend in a kidney cleanse program is to do a 3-day cleanse where basically the only thing you're consuming is a veggie juice that's made of, or a smoothie, you can do this as well, but it's celery, it's cranberries, and it's blueberries, and then you're going to add in a little bit of collagen protein powder, and you can drink that about 3 times for 3 days, and then afterwards doing a diet that's, again, you're going to do a smoothie for breakfast that's going to have cherries, about a half a cup each of cherries, blueberries, and cranberries, along with some protein powder and coconut milk, collagen protein powder and coconut milk, and some greens powder, a thing of spirulina. So that's going to be breakfast. For lunch, you're going to actually do that smoothie or a juice, and then for dinner you're going to do a big salad with a chicken breast. If you can follow that kidney cleanse protocol, I'm telling you, you're going to feel your energy levels go absolutely through the roof. And this isn't only just good as a kidney cleanse, it's a good way to reset your adrenal glands. So if you struggle with adrenal fatigue, this is another incredible, doing a kidney cleanse can help you in overcoming adrenal fatigue. So if you...
All right, we're going to end it right there. All right, with him, and move on to the next one. Now, with all of that, right, that was good information, most definitely. Okay? So, what does this not fixing the kidneys actually lead to? Right? You got to ask yourself that question. If the blood can't be cleansed, if the fluids ain't being filtrated properly, you can't get the right vitamins and all of that out, then it's going to lead, as I said, other things breaking down. So this is why you actually need to cleanse certain organs, especially the kidneys, right? This is like one of the head, right? Other than the gut, you know, every organ is important, all right? All organs matter. You know, we support organs over here. But other than the gut, because the gut is that's one of the kings, you know? And the kidney is right there, all right? So you got to cleanse these things out, man. You got to take care of yourself, right? Because these will lead to problems down the line. Now, what's something that most Israelites, right, and that's in the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me see if I can go find it. What's that? Deuteronomy 28 and 48. No, that botch. Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it to you. Man, where is it at, man? Oh, over here. Let me see. Well, I'll get this one. This ain't really what I wanted. I'm looking for that botch, but this is Deuteronomy 28 and 59. And I'll start at 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahawah, thy power. All right, fear that name. He's giving you the name right there. Then Yahawah will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance, and sore sicknesses, and of long countenance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahawah bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahawah. Now, certain sicknesses that you never really heard of was like cancer, man. All right? AIDS, HIV, okay? These things did not exist in the ancient world. They were non-existent, okay? Because people did not live the way that we live now. You wasn't messing with all this artificial sugar, all right? You didn't have all these chemicals and toxins in your food. It was a different way of living, man, especially for our people. You know, the body was stronger. We lived a certain way. Now, living according to the laws is going to prevent all of these type of sicknesses coming and messing with you, right? And at the top of that is, as Yahawah says, balance, balance, balance. You need to have a balance. You don't need to just be eating cookies all night, man. You don't need to just be eating straight freaking lemons every single day or whatever. You need to have a balance. Hey, too much honey is really extremely good for you, but too much honey will make you sick. You know, that's as the scripture says that as well. So you need to apply balance. That's wisdom, right? Now let's go into this one, just to get more into the kidneys, because this is the main topic tonight.
These are located on either side of the spinal column in the posterior abdominal wall. Adrenal glands sit on top of the kidney. The medullary pyramid and outer cortex compose the renal lobe. Branches of the renal artery supply each renal lobe. The smallest branches of the renal artery, called afferent arterioles, supply the excretory components of the kidney. Filtration occurs in the renal
Right here.
production. The first step of urine production, called glomerular filtration, occurs in the renal corpuscle. It consists of a network of capillaries called the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. The diameter of the afferent arteriole is larger than the efferent arteriole. This size difference produces high pressure within the glomerulus. The pressure forces the smallest substances, such as water, nitrogenous waste, amino acids, glucose, sodium ions, and calcium ions, out of the blood into Bowman's capsule through tiny spaces in the membrane separating them. Other substances, such as plasma proteins and red blood cells, are too large to pass through the membrane, so they remain in the blood. During the second step of urine production, called tubular reabsorption, the fluid passes through the renal tubule, which consists of the proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. As the fluid passes through the renal tubule, it reabsorbs useful substances into the peritubular capillaries. Specifically, glucose, amino acids, and some sodium and calcium ions are reabsorbed by active transport. The peritubular capillary reabsorbs water through osmosis.
All right, kind of, we ain't got to go through all of that, but you can't sit here and tell me that the Big Bang Theory created that, bro. All right, if for anybody that's out there like, big no. All right, this is an extremely intelligent design, right? Now, furthermore, what you're seeing is how the kidneys work, okay? So things are being filtrated. What's useful is being reabsorbed and sent back into the body, right? And everything else is being turned into waste. Now, going back to what the sister asked the question on earlier this morning, is stuff leaking out, protein and stuff like that, right? Because for one, cut back on the meats, and it's a sign that your kidneys are lacking the proper, filtration, as we talked about that, just from stuff that you're eating, right? So when you get these things, because your urine and your stool shows you a lot about what's going on in the inside of your body. If you got foamy urine, it smells really bad. All right, something's going on that you need to correct, that you need to address, right? Your pH balance is off, stuff like that. All right, so you have to go and you have to actually check it. And how do you check your body? You have to check your diet. You got to check what you're eating, So it's important to analyze. And that's why taking it back to the scriptures is having a balance, man. And I don't know, it's just, dang, Yahawah mess with this charger or something, because it's not charging my phone, man. All right, but it's all good. All right, so let's move on to the next video. Now, I don't want to make this too long. But this is 3 more foods that's good for kidneys.
There are 3 foods that help clean a dirty kidney. So you can go from this to this. Kidney is a filter, and it filters blood. And there are certain foods that are really important. Number 1, low oxalate vegetables like celery, asparagus, cabbage, bell peppers. Number 2, foods high in magnesium, pumpkin seeds, leafy greens, avocados. And number 3, high quality protein from fish and eggs. And make sure you have a moderate amount of protein and not too high. And keep your carbs low because high blood sugar destroys the kidney. The 3 food.
So with that being said, if you are having kidney problems, stay away from heavy meats. Stay away from steak. Stay away from hamburgers. Meats that are more tough. Deal with the fish. It's easier to absorb. It's easier to go through and be filtrated out. It's easier, to hit the digestive system, right? When you're feeling issues, because you'll feel issues, you need to take it light on your body. This is why, what did ancient medicine always advise? To fast, to just shut the body down. A 2-day fast, 48 hours, that will reset your body, man. That'll reset your body. Okay? You'll get those old cells that are just laying there dead. They'll be pushed out through the urine and through the stool, and then new cells will be formed, and they'll go in and do the job, and you'll feel better. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to give your body a break, right? Let's keep it going. I got a little bit on this one.
Welcome everyone, Dr. Mandel here. Millions of people worldwide suffer with kidney problems and never know it in the early phases. When these conditions continue to linger on, this can cause many complications. And many of these problems are related to high blood pressure as well as high sugar in the blood. Now your kidney...
Now hold up. I got a book right here, and this book is titled Take Care of Yourself. Okay? The Guide to Health and Medical Self-Care. Now you have a page in here, page 207, high blood pressure. And I'm going to just read a little bit about it. All right, high blood pressure or hypertension, this is the most common of significant chronic problems and is the most treatable. It has been estimated that 30 to 40 million Americans have high blood pressure. And this book was written, in the 90s, I think, possibly. Yeah, I can't see, but that number is definitely higher today just because of, the society, right? What really causes high blood pressure is the society, the fast food environment, right? Everything that America pushes towards you, that's incorrect. It's not the correct way. Processed foods. You don't supposed to be eating nothing processed. If you're going to eat something that's fresh, or just been cut. That's not processed, So stay away from processed foods, okay? It's estimated that 30 to 40 million Americans have high blood pressure, more than 1 out of every 10. So 1 out of every 10 individual you see. Many of those who have high blood pressure do not know it. This is a uniquely silent disease. There are no symptoms until it is too late. The catastrophe of a heart attack or stroke is all too often the first indication of a problem. Do not wait for headaches or nosebleeds to give you fair warnings. These are not reliable indications of high blood pressure. Even if you have these symptoms, it is quite unlikely that they are due to high blood pressure. All right, because high blood pressure is silent and can be treated effectively, early detection is important. All right, furthermore, that's all I want to get from there. Because what you're looking at is high blood pressure leads to all this other stuff. Because what is it doing? It's making your heart overwork. Now, that's going back to, what is high blood pressure telling you? It's telling you that your arteries are clogged up because your heart has to work overtime. You know? So how do you fix that? What I've been saying all night, fasting. Cleansing the diet, right? Herbs, vegetables, fruits, laying off the meats. 4 things that turn into inflammation and that hurt the body in a sense of where you do it too much is meats, starches, all right, dairy, and artificial sugars. Okay? Sugar in general, if you overdo it. So you want to keep a balance. Always, you want to keep a balance. So you don't want to eat meat every single day. You know, you got other things out there to eat. But America, okay, America is what? Is a meat-eating society. Because this is what the head of America is, the YT man. All right, this is who is setting the laws. This is who is establishing, right? So that society, they love to eat meat. They're carnivores. They never knew nothing different. This is all they do. Meat. Right? You don't want to be like them. You don't want to move like them. Because they push on you death. As we talked about it. Pharmaceuticals. Prescriptions. Right? Everything that they're giving you is to keep you coming back to the hospital. Once they got you in that trap, in that spell, you're going to continue to go back for another potion. Right? I remember watching my grandma and granddad. They had one of those pill things, and it had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They had a certain day that they take a certain pill. And they would refill the pills. And I'm like, what? I told myself as a kid I would never be like that. All right? So therefore, you got to learn how to take care of your body, man. And stop allowing somebody else to take care of your body. You know? Keeping it going.
Have an extremely important job. Those 2 bean-shaped organs are located below your ribs on both sides of your spine. They are responsible for filtering our blood, removing wastes, controlling the body's fluid balance, and maintaining a healthy level of electrolytes. Believe it or not, your kidneys will filter out all your blood throughout your body several times a day. So I want to share with you the most important herbs that you can start supplementing in your diet to reverse kidney disease and help preserve them for a lifetime. We know that garlic offers a wide variety of health benefits that impact a multitude of bodily systems. Garlic will lower total cholesterol, especially the bad LDL cholesterol. It has incredible antioxidant properties, and it will promote overall kidney health due to its natural diuretic properties. The allicin in garlic has antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antifungal characteristics, all of which can help in kidney cleansing. Turmeric can perform miracles for your kidney. Kidney failure is mainly caused by inflammation in the kidney, which is why turmeric is so powerful. It has powerful antioxidants which help neutralize the toxins as well. Cardiovascular issues can battle alongside kidney problems. Turmeric will help promote heart health by reducing the inflammation as well as balancing your blood pressure.
Boom. So if you heard that, then you understanding that the kidneys is linked to the heart. And that's furthermore in the body, man. For brothers in here that are learned brothers, you know, we all are linked to each other. We are one body in Hamashiach. All right? So it's important to help and support brothers, right? In any way that you can. You know, it's many different ways to help this the body of Hamashiach, right? So furthermore, if your brother breaks down, let's say your brother is the kidney, and your brother begins to break down, man, you got to help that brother, right? Or your brother is the heart. Y'all are linked, you know? But the mindset of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is every man for himself. Everybody for himself. So when the heart is correcting the kidneys, or the kidneys correcting the heart, but and the kidneys is taking it like, hey, you can't correct me. The heart only trying to give you love. This is for brothers that, hey, you may not like the rebuke or the correction or whatever it may be, but it's always coming from a position of love, a position of kindness. Because all we want to see is this body flourish and be more efficient. If it's a better efficient kidney, then guess what? It's going to filtrate the blood and the liquids of the body better, and it's going to send more nutrients back up to the heart. So you see how bigging up and helping a brother will actually help you? You know, it's important to move the correct way in this thing of ours, man. All right? So everything is connected, right? Let's keep it going.
High blood glucose levels can cause kidney issues. Turmeric will reduce the resistance of insulin in the body, enabling it to work more effectively. It will also help in reducing the risk of diabetes in the long run. It's a well-known fact that ginger is an amazing remedy for your kidneys. Gingerols, which is the active compound in ginger, has an antibacterial agent that restrains the range of bacteria within the kidneys.
Now let's say you don't know what to do with the ginger and the turmeric. You can easily get some ginger and some turmeric. All right, chop it up, make a smoothie out of it. Okay, for taste, put some I don't know, whatever, pomegranate, some oranges. All right, you can put some oranges, some apples. You know, if you don't like the taste, right? Now ginger and turmeric, yeah, it's a little spicy, right? But you can find ways to implement these things into your body, man. Right? As this sister said, I made a turmeric latte, right? All healthy ingredients. You know, for brothers and sisters that drink coffee, right? So it's ways to use these things. You got to use your mind, Jake. You got to be creative, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going.
Ginger will increase your antioxidant intake. So if you have any kind of kidney condition, this will prevent oxidative stress, which has a negative impact on kidney function. Now, when it comes to our kidneys, we all have heard of cranberry. Cranberries contain a compound called arbutin that is diuretic and antimicrobial. The most notable use of cranberries is for their ability to prevent urinary tract infections or UTIs. Cranberries contain compounds that stop E. coli, which is the bacteria that causes 80 to 90% of all urinary tract infections from sticking to the urinary tract wall. Now, dandelion root is not only powerful for the liver, but for the kidney as well. Dandelion has diuretic effects. It promotes increased urine production. It also replaces potassium that may be lost in the urine. It is known to help many different kidney diseases. It helps decrease urinary tract infections by increasing urine production and flow, and also by preventing bacteria from attaching to cells that line the bladder wall. Parsley has magical medicinal properties for the kidney. It helps flush out excessive liquid from the body, and it helps strengthen the kidneys by decreasing the buildup of poisons that take place within them. Parsley is also known to keep the kidneys healthy by reducing high blood pressure, which is a major risk for kidney disease. There's also a natural cleanse that you can do with parsley to naturally cleanse your kidneys. You can take a large bunch of parsley, soak it in an equal mixture of water and vinegar, and then rinse it. Then boil 8 cups of water and add the parsley for 10 minutes. Then filter the parsley off and save the water in a pitcher and place it in the fridge. Drink 1 cup daily to cleanse your kidney. When it comes to the brain, we've all heard of ginkgo biloba. But ginkgo biloba...
God, let's soak that up, man. Parsley. That's a superfood, right? So do what you want with it. Make a salad. All right, you could do the little concoction he just gave you. All right, so that's extremely good for the kidneys and the liver. Now, I want to add to that is cilantro. What does cilantro do? It pulls metals out of the blood. All right. So when I make a salad, I like to use cilantro and parsley, right? Because both of those, things together is going to help my organs. You got to ultimately, as the scriptures say, a man got to rule over his household first. Your first house is your temple, is your body. So if you can't take care of your body, how you going to take care of anybody else? So you need to be able to treat and take care of your body the correct way, or you're not going to be around to deal with anybody else, because you're going to be in the grave, man, because you didn't know what to eat. You didn't know how to eat. It's a sad thing to see somebody go out because of their eating habits, when that could have been fixed. That could have been prevented. You can prevent diabetes. You can prevent arthritis. You can prevent cancer. You can prevent these things, man. All this stuff is linked back to the way that you eat, your habits. So let's keep it going.
Boba will protect your kidneys from damage caused by toxins. This herb's antioxidant power has renal protective effects. Ginkgo will stimulate certain enzymes that counteract chemical toxins once inside the kidneys. It will help fight inflammation as well as increase blood flow and circulation by allowing dilation of the blood vessels. I am confident by supplementing these natural, holistic herbs within your diet, your kidney health is going to make great progress. Please share this video with your friends and family. Leave your comments below, and most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandel.
All right, that was a good one. Okay, now we're about to close. Let me see. I could delete that. We could delete that as well. And this was the whole thing that we was talking about. This syndrome that the sister had asked a question about, right? Nephrotic syndrome, right? And Esau gonna give you all that tech, all that whatever. But basically, it's just kidney problems. We make it plain upon tables. What's going on in the body is kidney problems. Okay, so I hope that this live has showed ways that you can treat it, which is furthermore treating high blood pressure, treating and changing your diet, changing what you eat, processed foods, sugar, dairy, meat, starch, cut those out, right? Fast, and limit BS. All right, no fast food. You know what I'm saying? Cook more. All right, eat less. Yeah, that's got to make sense. Cook more and eat less. All right? So, for anybody that's going through any type of issues with the body, you wanna break your meals down to like 1 meal a day. If you could do that, 1 meal a day, okay, and give your body a rest, right? Intermittent fasting. Try to fast for like 16 hours a day. How to do that is don't eat until about 12 o'clock, right? And don't eat after 6 p.m. You know what I'm saying? And then just give your body that time after 6 p.m. to 12 o'clock noon to rest. And then you can eat between that time frame. You can eat at 12, what's that, brunch? And then you can eat dinner. That's it. 2 meals a day. And when you eat, be precise on what you're going to eat. Oh, I'm about to eat a cilantro, parsley, kale, spinach salad to help the kidneys and help the liver. That's what I'm about to do. I'm going to sprinkle some olive oil on it, right? And I could put a little black pepper and turmeric on it. You know what I'm saying? To help it. All that stuff going into your body is going to be nutritious and good for you. Then at dinner, you could what? You make some honey salmon, right? Because that's still going to help your kidneys. That's still going to help your body. So, like I said, Jake Be creative. It don't got to be nasty. Ain't nobody saying your food got to be nasty, right? But just be creative on what you eat and care about yourself, right? The sister said, very edifying. Can you upload this to YouTube? Yes, indeed. I will. I'll try to upload it. If not tonight, I'll have it up on there tomorrow. All right. So wait, with that being said, if it's any questions, y'all can ask them right now. Any questions pertaining to health or the Bible or anything in general. All right. But I'm going to salute out. Turning to the east, all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. All right. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday, man. All right, ready to get up out of here. Okay. And I don't see no questions. So with that being said, Shalawam. Shalawam.